Your unconscious or subconscious mind, whichever one you want to use, does not know the difference between what you're telling it and what's happening out here in reality. So, all we have to do is just be a little bit more mindful of speaking the speak of what you would like to see happen in your life. So that's a little bit of called faking it until you make it, right? And it's so much more fun to get engaged and call up Gina and be like, oh my God, Gina, guess what? I'm on set today on Two Broke Girls, and I'm doing this, and then I have a date with Ryan Gosling, and la 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 la. Now those things may not have happened yet, and they may not happen ever, but the spirit of what happens as you begin speaking it finds its way out here in the universe. It does. It will find its concrete way in the universe to show up in your life in some sort of experience. Now, yes, it may not be Ryan Gosling. It might be Donald Trump. No, I don't know who it's going to be. No, I know. No, but the point is while you're talking about it, you start to feel those good feeling endorphins, the true spirit of who you are behind the stuff that you generally tell yourself. And it's also just from a practical experience, isn't it more fun to talk about the movement, the progression, the things that are kind of developing in your life as opposed to, hey Gina, I can't get a job, my life sucks, I hate waiting tables. I mean, who wants to hear that? I mean, really, it's really boring, right? So I was reading this thing about the brain, because there's just all this new research about the brain. And this guy talks about one of the keys to igniting your motivation is to tell, he calls it your wind chill. Is to fill your wind chill, but it's basically like your visualization, he calls it wind chill, with vivid images of your future self and to stare at them or be with them every day. Studies show that even a brief connection with something that inspires you can vastly increase your unconscious motivation, which then, will then show up in your material world. So, that was the homework, Michael. The as if. If you keep giving it feeling and speak and energy, those things will kind of find a way of showing up in your life. Now, the chasm between what you're wanting and it showing up may be time, but you can't think in those terms. You've got to start speaking what you want to see happen. Why are the things that you generally think about on a daily basis small? They are smaller. You know what? I just was thinking of this quote that may be apropos to this or not, but a very influential Indian guru once talked about, like, if you constantly put your consciousness on what doesn't work in life, he talked about, like, always, like, commenting on the sewers of life, that's what you're going to get. And I think it's really interesting as you start to speak sort of, oh my God, this is happening and this is happening and this is happening, even though it hasn't actually happened yet, you begin to shorten the belief system of like, well, why shouldn't I have those things? Why can't I be on a TV show? Why can't I have a great agent? Why can't I have a honeymoon in Hawaii? Why can't I have a really nice life? Because you're not asking those things. Because the things that you're asking for are commensurate with how you think about yourself on a daily basis, which is here. So even if you're faking it for a little while, the more you fake it, you're going to start believing, you know what? I should be doing a movie with Ryan Gosling. Yes, I should be testing for that pilot. Yes, my manager should be sending me out all the time. So then all of a sudden, this part starts to lift with the vision that you have for yourself. That's commensurate. That's the spirit of who you are. So it's just that we've been trained in the modality, the neuron part of ourselves. It's easier, we think, for us to get stuck in the feedback loop that we've been telling ourselves. So it just takes a little bit of work of pushing that boulder up the hill. But once you get it over the hill, it gets a little bit easier. Make sense, everybody? Everybody who's auditing, does that make sense? Yes? I hope it does.